Welcome back to the action here at Players Championship 1 as Simon Whitlock lands a bullseye in this bull shootout to see who throws first 25. In the second round match.
Simon throw first. Between
the table-topping wizard, the man who sits on top of the Premier League on his return to the tournament. 3 wins out of 3 for Simon Whitlock against the former world youth champion Keegan Brown, a man that Simon Whitlock used to practice with and sponsor in his early days as a professional darts player. The Sorcerer's Apprentice, Keegan Brown. But no Mickey Mouse contest this for a second round match at the Players Championship 96. Event. Whitlock and Brown doing battle to take on either Adrian Lewis or
85.
Jose Antonio Justicia Perales, who will have a rematch in round 2 following the shenanigans that went on in Wigan a couple of weekends ago. Simon Whitlock and Keegan Brown have two men who are very, very familiar with each other, as I said. They've practiced together in the past. Whitlock lives down in Portsmouth now, the man from Australia. 92. Keegan Brown on the Isle of Wight. But the Wizard boasts a 75% success rate in matches against the Needle, winning 3 of their previous 4 meetings.
100.
But in leg 1 against the darts, Brown is down to 52. That doesn't help. That tidies it up, but it's only 1 dart, a double instead of 2, but that's all he needs for an early break of throw. Both of these men, of course, PDC title winners, senior title winners. Keegan Brown won a Players Championship event in Coventry in 2015. Simon Whitlock
44
can boast 17 PDC titles. An incredible haul in modern day darts.
180.
And there's a sight of Simon's 3 ones landing in the treble 20 bed to kick off this leg with the maximum
60.
He has had a 9-darter on TV. He's had a number of perfect legs, Simon Whitlock, in his time. The most famous, that one in the Premier League semi-final rather, against Andy Hamilton in 2012, when he went on to reach the final and lost out to Phil Taylor.
140.
Reached the World Grand Prix final last night. Not last night, what am I talking about? Last year. Last night was when Keegan Brown was in action here in Barnsley, 97. When he managed to qualify for one of the 2 European Tour events that they were playing off for here at the Metrodome.
84.
Yeah, 9 dart legs Simon Whitlock's hit in his career. There's Keegan Brown, eyes up 160, and it's on. Oh boy, it's on.
120.
Just over the top. Well, that was only to hold, so the Wizard, looking to cancel out the break, might have to split here, you know, because that is tricky. Oh, he's found a way. Half the bed to aim at. Not a problem for Simon Whitlock, 1 apiece. Keegan Brown fired in 9 1/8s in his opening 42. Match. A 6-5 win against Christian Kist. And there's his 10th of the day.
$100.
Has that snuck in the bottom corner? I believe it has, but that one has flicked off the flight.
37.
And its path was diverted into the single 20.
100.
And Simon Whitlock beat Raymond van Barneveld on Thursday night in Newcastle to maintain his perfect start to the Premier League.
40.
Disproving some of the doubters' theories that the Wizard didn't deserve a spot. He's tied at the top on 6 points with Michael Smith ahead of their clash in Berlin on Thursday night. Expecting a crowd of around 12,000 people.
100. Game shot.
But back to bread and butter stuff here. Simon Whitlock finds himself a breakdown against Keegan Brown. Michael van Gerwen's charge continues. 6-0, 6-0 so far for MVG. He's just whitewashed Jermaine Watermainer.
$134. $123. $97. $119.
Well, Simon needs a ton, so he's got to shuffle across the hockey. And it's even harder now. He wants to go and stand on the next board to try and hurl an arrow into the treble 20 there.
60.
Unfortunate. Good attempt. Keegan Brown has got plenty of time to clean up that 119 and extend his lead in this match. 32 when he returns for a 3-1 advantage. But Simon's knocking on the door.
37. Game shot.
A 3-1 lead for the 25-year-old.
$140.
Both players, of course, did more than enough last weekend in Wigan, or over the 2 previous weekends in Wigan, to qualify for the UK Open finals.
140.
Simon Whitlock's best run in Minehead was last year when he reached the quarterfinals. I think it was that quarterfinal session where every single match went down to a last leg. Whitlock beaten 10-9 by, I believe, Darryl Gurney, if memory serves me correctly.
139. $57.
Michael Smith has already won his second round match. He's beaten Vincent Camphouse. And the Wizards here is a spot of bother because Keegan Brown's
48.
teed up 97 when he returns. This is for a double break. And Simon Whitlock could well be in a perilous position at the end of this leg.
57.
The 1-2-2 may well have to go. What can the Wizard conjure up? Needs that treble and he's blocked it. This would be majestic.
54.
But no rabbit in the hat from Simon Whitlock. So Keegan Brown looking at tops.
Game shot.
And if Simon Whitlock's not careful here, this game could be over before it's really started for him. So far, Keegan Brown has been relentless. 106 average after 5 legs.
100. $96.
Closing in on his first victory over Simon Whitlock since 2015. $95.
58.
And that was a tournament that Joe Murnham won back in 2015. Spoke about
41.
non-tour card holders winning Pro Tour events earlier on, and we saw Joe Murnham, where he won't be winning today because he was beaten by Titus Kanik.
43.
Well, a rare slip in this match from Keegan Brown, and Simon Whitlock looking to take advantage.
Uh, 70, 100 and 130.
Whitlock just helping with the maths here.
No,
He's not sure
127.
himself.
Yeah.
They got there in the end, and Simon Whitlock has got himself down to a checkout. Keegan Brown's going to be, well, he should have been on double top, but the last start went stray. Now Simon Whitlock looking at, well, he was looking at treble 20, but he's not found it, and he could be at the point of no
64.
return when he next approaches the hockey, because Keegan Brown wants double 10.
42.
A reprieve for the Wizard. He's got to take this chance. But he does do this sometimes. Now he wants tops.
58.
Not many fans of that shot on 78, but Keegan Brown will be signing up to the fan club if he finishes this off. Oh, only just in the one.
6.
And it could be the one that got away as Whitlock looks at double 10. This is a huge leg, and that could be a huge dart when all's said and done at the end of this. Now, can that spark something from Simon?
140.
Because Keegan couldn't kill him off. Will feel he should have been 5-1 up.
140.
As the pair exchange 140s at the start of leg 7. Keegan's average has just dipped now below the 100. Simon Whitlock averaging around 90. Just looks a little subdued. He has changed his equipment between this match and his earlier win against Devon Peterson. Just put a different style of stem in his dart.
$100.
Not a man who tends to tinker too much with the actual dart, but he does mess around with his flights and stems and just tries to freshen up his
139.
apparatus from time to time. So 161 for Whitlock. 54 would leave the bull. That's just wide.
117.
And now Brown gets a chance at 167. This would be a killer. And he goes wide too.
82.
So Whitlock opts for double 16. And that's why. And he's back in the match. Well, Keegan Brown will want to stem this tide here. Whitlock winning the last couple of legs, when the former World Youth Champion looked to be in total control. That's a good dart for Keegan. Moving down the board.
137.
His best run in a big TV major, of course, was the Grand Slam of Darts back in 2014 when he made it all the way to the quarterfinals.
139.
Had a good run at the Worlds this year, Keegan Brown. Last 16, his best ever showing at the World Championship.
84. 94.
As Brown sets up the biggest shot, the biggest finishing shot in this sport.
59.
He's not going to have to take it out, so let's see if he goes for it anyway. We'll never know.
98.
Well, if Simon Whitlock can apply some pressure, 72 is not a certainty. May only get one dart at double Keegan Brown, but there's no pressure at all from the Wizard. You just get the feeling that that previous shot from Simon could help Keegan hit this.
Game shot.
And hit it he does. So Simon Whitlock now needs 3 consecutive legs, or it's all over for today at least.
53.
Results starting to filter through from this second round. And there's a bit of a shock. The number 2 seed, the world number 2, Peter Wright, beaten by Wayne Jones, 6-4. Terry
96.
Jenkins has enjoyed a 6-2 victory against Mervyn King in a battle of the perennial darting bridesmaids. Well, Keegan Brown was teasing us there, but the most important thing is getting himself over the line, and it looks like he's going to do that because
94.
Simon Whitlock has not played anywhere near his best darts in this match, and Keegan Brown is probably pretty close to his, around the 100 mark.
59.
He's taken a few steps back in the last couple of years, Keegan Brown, but he's starting to get some good results and some positive performances once again.
40.
And he could send Simon out with a showpiece shot here. Well, he wants the ball. What a way to go that would have been.
6.
Do or die for Simon Whitlock here. Double top for the 118.
98.
But now it looks like Keegan Brown's got his number. Double 16. Just resets himself, Rob Cross style Keegan Brown, but it hasn't had the same effect. Once again, Simon Whitlock let off the hook.
Game shot.
And on it goes. And now this is an important leg, because if Keegan Brown manages to lose it, then the Wizard would have the darts in the decider.
40. $84. $83. $95.
Well, he's still in control, Keegan Brown, but he needs a treble to ease the pressure a little bit, because Simon Whitlock is capable at any time of pulling out a big shot. Just not happening today for Whitlock.
90.
Somehow he's still in this contest, but he might not be much longer.
$56.
Well, this is the time to strike. Another treble.
96.
Would have asked the question of Keegan Brown, but 54 would get him a dart at the bullseye. He's missed the bullseye once for the match, and he's missed it again. Now it's Whitlock's turn to take aim at the middle of the board. Well, what a shot this would be. There's an ocean of room alongside that, but he went for treble 14.
78.
There was more room there, to be fair, a larger target. But in the end, it's Keegan Brown who grabs a deserved victory. Simon Whitlock sporting in defeat. Keegan Brown moves through to round 3 today. Coming next, we've got the 2-time world champion Adrian Lewis against Jose Husty Perales. Stay tuned for that.